Tyreek Hill's ex-wife Keeta Vaccaro turns to faith after NFL star's daughter suffers health scare. "Last night was scary," said Keeta Vaccaro. She was recalling the night her 8-month-old daughter with Tyreek Hill was rushed to the ER. Capri Hill had grown unusually warm, sleepy, and just not herself. Vaccaro posted about the scare on her verified Instagram account, and later shared that emergency pediatrician Dr. Jared Friedman of Stardoc Pediatrics guided them to the ER, where staff performed tests and stabilized the infant. Fortunately, Vaccaro's quick call to bring her to the ER ensured her safety, and her recovery has taken a positive turn since then. It was a moment of desperation and urgency that Keeta would not like to revisit ever again. She showed her gratitude to her concierge doctor, Dr. Jared Friedman, and the ER team at Stardoc Pediatrics. So grateful for the kind of care that shows up at late night and gets things handled. "She's doing much better today, sparkling heart, thank you," at Jujared Miomi folded hands medium skin tone. She posted on Instagram. And fans have rallied behind her during this difficult period, sending many GWS notes. "Thank God Capri is doing better," folded hands medium skin tone. "I wish this type of care was administered to all children." Folded hands medium skin tone red heart read one comment on Instagram. "It has been a tumultuous year for the mother." Vaccaro filed for divorce on April 7, 2025, after police responded to a domestic dispute at the couple's Sunny Isles Beach condo. Authorities said there was no ongoing criminal investigation and no arrests were made. In the midst of these challenges, she has found solace in faith. On a recent story on her Instagram page with the caption, "Church with the family," Keeta, her 2 siblings, and her daughter were walking to church together. She has put out similar stories in the past, often involving her siblings or cousins. Family has always been at the heart of Keeta's life, and she shares a close bond with her 3 siblings. Her Instagram stories serve as a living archive, capturing everything from 6-month milestones to Sunday morning church walks, giving her 95.6K followers a front-row seat to it all. She would often share glimpses of her relationship with her husband in the past, even sharing a YouTube channel, but that has stopped since the divorce. Capri, neglected by father, Tyreek Hill. "I have the same rights as a father as her as a mother, and I can take my baby whenever I want." After being accused of endangering his daughter by his then-wife, Tyreek did not back down and stood his ground. When Keeta described a confrontation that resulted in Tyreek walking aggressively around the apartment after grabbing his 4-month-old, authorities reported that her comments angered the Super Bowl champion. While disputes within the house never got physical, and authorities didn't push for an investigation, things were never quite the same. Keeta filed for divorce the next day, a move that sparked a messy legal battle that's still far from over. It's been 4 months since they began legal proceedings, and the two have continuously traded jabs with each other. From Vaccaro's end, her legal team accused the Dolphins star of prohibiting her through a pattern of coercive control. This comes after Tyreek asked her to stop making comments that are denigrating, disparaging, and uncivil, and damaging to his reputation. Keeta's team fought back, saying that the law shouldn't favor Tyreek, because he is famous and doesn't want to look bad. This is just one chapter from a string of fiery exchanges. It has been a back and forth between the two without an end in sight, as the two are not backing down, with the battle shifted to the courtroom. The late-night phone call came with a tone no parent ever wants to hear. On the other end, the words were trembling but urgent. "She's not doing well. She's being taken to the hospital." For Keeta Vaccaro, ex-wife of Miami Dolphins star Tyreek Hill, those words sent a wave of fear through her body. Everything else in the room, the half-read devotional on the table, the faint hum of the refrigerator, faded into a muffled blur. All she could think about was her daughter. In that moment, football headlines, past drama, and the public's fascination with their high-profile lives meant nothing. This wasn't about fame or statistics. It was about family. A sudden scare. The details at first were scarce. A routine afternoon had quickly turned into a rush of sirens and urgent voices. Tyreek's young daughter, known to family as Little T, had experienced a sudden medical episode. Though initial reports from close sources were cautious, the concern was real enough to rattle everyone close to the family. Keeta's first instinct was prayer. Not the quick, passing kind she'd say before meals, but the deep, trembling prayers of a mother reaching for something bigger than herself. "Lord, just protect her. Please protect her," she whispered over and over, pacing the living room like a metronome of worry. Turning to faith. Keeta has always spoken publicly about her spirituality, but this moment deepened that reliance. In the hours after the scare, she shared a simple post on her Instagram story. A plain white background with black letters reading, "God is in control." It wasn't for sympathy, it was a declaration. Friends say she's been leaning heavily into scripture during the ordeal, drawing comfort from verses she'd memorized as a child. One close friend, who asked not to be named, said, "Keeta's faith isn't just for social media. She lives it. When crisis hits, that's where she turns. She's been reading Psalm 91 every morning." Family in the spotlight. The public nature of Tyreek Hill's career means that any personal event, especially one involving family, rarely stays private. Within hours of the news breaking, social media was flooded with well-wishes, prayers, and speculation. Some fans knew little about Keeta beyond her past relationship with Hill, but many were quick to rally around her as a mother facing a terrifying moment. Keeta responded with grace, thanking supporters for their prayers without delving into medical specifics. "Your love is felt," she wrote in a brief update. Tyreek's response. While Tyreek Hill has kept details private, insiders say the Dolphins star immediately adjusted his schedule to be present for his daughter. One teammate described him as locked in on family mode, putting his typical high-energy demeanor on hold. Even in the high-stakes world of NFL training camp, the team understood. Head coach Mike McDaniel reportedly gave him full leeway to step away as needed. Past differences, present unity. Though Keeta and Tyreek's marriage ended publicly, moments like this erase old divides. Friends close to both say there was no hesitation. They were united in focus, their daughter's health. When it's about the kids, nothing else matters. They were on the same page from the jump, one mutual acquaintance shared. For Keeta, that unity reinforced something her faith has long taught her. That even fractured relationships can be brought together by shared love and purpose. An outpouring of support. From fans to fellow NFL families, the messages came pouring in. Former teammates' wives reached out to Keeta directly. Past and present Dolphins players sent messages to Tyreek. Even strangers, moved by the vulnerability of the situation, left comments of encouragement. Keeta admitted privately to friends that the support felt like a lifeline. "It's amazing how people you've never met can feel like family in times like this," she said.